Chapter 261. In the evening, at 8 Supreme Platinum Palace. Lu Tingxiao and Lu Jingli were the only two people at the big dining table. Xiaobao is not here, and sister-in-law is not here. You are alone. Look at how considerate I am. I even specially ran to accompany you to eat. Lu Jingli sighed. He felt that the house was too deserted, so he ran to turn on the TV. Of course, it was the entertainment gossip channel. The TV was showing the press conference of Su Yimo's latest movie, Star Ocean. It was a grand scene with many stars. Su Yimo was wearing an ice blue Wuxia haute couture silk evening gown. She exuded an ethereal aura, and was truly worthy of the title of national goddess. As the boss of Shengshi, Lu Jingli frowned. There are so many resources and so many scripts for her to choose from. What did she choose? She's a goddess. She's almost a goddess. Can't she have a breakthrough? Oh, by the way, many people in the company think that Su Yimo has that kind of relationship with you. Sister-in-law might have heard about it. Have you explained it to her? Don't make a big misunderstanding. Lu Tingxiao looked calm. Yes. So efficient? Lu Jingli was wondering if this was what the phone call yesterday was about. Suddenly, the picture on the TV changed and Ningxi's face appeared. Wow! Sister-in-law. Quick look. Lu Jingli immediately focused. Lu Tingxiao put down his chopsticks and looked at the TV screen with a serious expression. This morning, our frontline reporter came to visit the crew of Under the Heavens, which everyone has been paying close attention to recently. We filmed some interesting footage. After the introduction, the TV screen behind her switched to the big screen behind her. Ningxi was holding a long spear and wearing blood-stained armor. She was glaring at Jiang Mai and Cyan. Don't expect me to be distracted to protect you. Jiang Mai smiled and reached out to wipe away the blood on Ningxi's face. His eyes were full of love and affection. Chang'e, I'm your man. I should protect you. Pooh cough cough cough. Lu Jingli didn't expect to see such an exciting scene. He hurried to comfort his brother. Brother, it's just an act. Don't take it seriously. Don't take it seriously. However, this was not the end. The scene quickly changed to another scene. Ningxi was holding Jiang Mai, whose body was full of sharp arrows. Her eyes were filled with despair as she lost her beloved. Lu Jingli stole a glance at his brother's secretive face and laughed dryly. Sister-in-law's acting is really good. Your acting skills are really good. However, the TV seemed to have a grudge against him. As soon as he said this, it began to play a clip of the reporter's interview with Ningxi. What about Ningxi? What kind of man do you like in real life? In other words, what are your criteria for choosing a spouse? Can I have a chat with everyone? My criteria for choosing a partner should be someone of similar age to me, who shares my interests, and who shares the same ideals. Lu Jingli silently counted on his fingers. Their ages were similar. His older brother Ningxi was 8 years old. There was a gap of nearly 3 generations. How could they be considered similar in age? Their interests were similar, but they were worlds apart. They were like-minded. The biggest reason why Ningxi had refused his brother was that they had different goals. On the other hand, Jiang Mai met all 3 of Ningxi's criteria. Chapter 262. At this moment, Lu Tingxiao was thinking about carrots. He remembered what Ningxi had told him the other day. Everyone has their own preferences. Those who like carrots will never like carrots no matter how perfect they are. At that time, he was confident that Ningxi had feelings for him. He thought it was just an excuse, so he didn't think too much about it. But now he had to face it. Maybe he really was a carrot, not a carrot. Lu Jingli felt a chill down his spine when he saw his brother staring coldly at the carrots in front of him. Brother, are you okay? Why was he staring at the carrots with such a murderous look? Then Lu Tingxiao rang the bell for the butler expressionlessly. He asked him to remove the carrots and told him not to put them on the table again. Lu Jingli was speechless. Even if he was smart, he couldn't understand a man who was in love. At the same time, at the Junlai Hotel in the film city, Ningxi was about to go to bed after putting on a facial mask. Someone rang the doorbell. Ningxi was surprised to see the person outside. Jiang Mai? Why are you here? I'm with the crew. I'm staying upstairs. Ningxi was speechless. I have too many scenes, so I have no choice. Why are you here? Can't I play more games to save time? Jiang Mai said matter-of-factly. Okay. You win. Ningxi gave him a thumbs up and asked. So why aren't you playing your game? Why are you here? Speaking of this, Jiang Mai's face turned gloomy. Fight my ass. The internet is so slow. I lost 5 games in a row and lost my ranking. Come on, let's go to the internet cafe. Hurry up. Ningxi held her forehead. What game? I'm going to sleep. It's only 9 o'clock. Why are you sleeping? Are you going or not? Who was the one who risked his life to accompany you at 3 o'clock in the morning? It's only 9 o'clock and I can't even wake you up? Ha ha. Jiang Mai sneered, looking at her as if she was a heartless person. Sure enough, she would pay for what she had done. Ningxi said helplessly. Okay. I'll go, okay? Let me change my clothes. 10 minutes later, the two of them changed into inconspicuous clothes and entered the internet cafe with masks on. Because this was the film city, celebrities often came to the internet cafe. Therefore, the boss was not surprised to see the two of them wearing masks in the middle of the night. He did not carefully compare their IDs and directly let them in. There were no more private rooms, so the two of them found a booth and sat down. Then they turned on the computer. Ningxi hadn't logged into the game for a long time, and had forgotten her password. A golden fur, what's my password? Jiang Mai rolled his eyes at her speechlessly. Then he walked over and directly entered a series of passwords for her. Thanks. Ningxi pressed the enter key and logged in. As soon as she logged into the game, system notifications kept popping up. Ningxi's face lit up when she saw those pop-up windows. Fuck. Tycoon. Why did you give me so much skin? And all of them are limited edition. Jiang Mai was furious. Bastard. How could you not see the birthday present I gave you? How many days had it been? Haven't you logged in before? No wonder he forgot the password. Ningxi knew she was in the wrong. She scratched her head guiltily. I was busy. Jiang Mai's face was cold. It's all excuses. You just don't care. Chapter 263. I'm sorry. You know I'm forgetful. Thank you for the gift. I love it. I'll play with you all night, okay? Play with me all night. You said it. I said it. I'll help you get back all the ranks you lost. Go. Ningxi risked her life to play with Jiang Mai for a whole night. Jiang Mai, who hadn't had a good time since he came back to China, finally had a good time. He won 10 games in a row in one night. He hadn't felt this good for a long time. Ningxi hadn't had a good time for a long time. She yawned and said, Fortunately, we didn't have many scenes in the morning. We can catch up on sleep. Just when they went back to their room and fell asleep, they didn't know that there was a commotion outside. In the end, they were woken up by their agents and called to Lei Ming's room. Isn't there an hour before work starts? Why are you disturbing my sleep so early in the morning? Jiang Mai's hair was like a bird's nest, and his eyes were sleepy. Ningxi was not much better. She almost fell asleep again as soon as her butt touched the chair. Lin Jiji crossed her arms and paced back and forth in the room. Then she looked at them and asked in a serious tone, What did you do last night? Nothing much. They were keenly aware that there was something wrong with her tone, so they shook their heads tacitly and said in unison. Lei Ming seemed to have expected this. He sighed helplessly and handed his cell phone to them. What is this? Explain it to me. Ningxi rubbed her eyes. Isn't this last night? Wasn't this a picture of her playing games with Jiang Mai last night? Jiang Mai suddenly sobered up. Damn. This is just a back view. How could they recognize me when I'm wrapped up like this? Therefore Lei Ming turned to the next picture. This was not a back view, but a clear frontal view. Although Ningxi was wearing a mask, Jiang Mai's face was not. His whole face was clearly exposed. Jiang Mai scratched his head. I was too excited for a while and took off my mask. But I only took it off for less than 10 seconds. Ningxi blinked. Then I didn't expose myself, did I? Lin Jiji poked her earlobe. Your mole. The person in the photo looks like you, and this mole is too iconic. It's hard not to think of you. Ningxi said. Who is that? He has sharp eyes. Without Lu Tingxiao's reminder, she would have forgotten about this small detail. Jiang Mai's face was gloomy. When we went there, we used the staff's ID card. We didn't use our own. Who was so bored as to take these photos and post them on the internet? You even noticed a small mole like Ningxi? Lei Ming spread his hands and said, he's probably a fan of you, a fan of your CP. Ningxi widened her eyes. What the hell is a couple fan? He and I have a couple fan? At this moment, Lin Jiji looked very serious. Ningxi, I think you should remember that since the first day you came to the company, I've told you that you can't fall in love in your current situation. She had been careless this time. She should have noticed that the way Ningxi and Jiang Mai got along with each other, including their tacit understanding when they were acting and facing reporters, and the fact that they played games together late at night, were definitely not new acquaintances. Especially the way Jiang Mai looked at Ningxi was very unusual. Chapter 264. No, absolutely not. Sister Gigi, you misunderstood me. We're not in love. Ningxi hurriedly waved her hand to deny it. Then she glared at Jiang Mai. Asshole, can you tell Lin Gigi about our relationship? Jiang Mai didn't speak, but gave her a casual look. Lin Gigi was Ningxi's agent. It was up to Ningxi to decide whether to tell her or not. Ningxi thought for a moment, and had to tell the truth. Sister Gigi, it's like this. Senior brother Jiang and I met when we were studying abroad. At that time we dated for a period of time, but it was like playing house. We broke up after a few days. Now we're just good friends. I know I should have told you about such an important thing in advance, but I misunderstood you as Jiang Mai's ex-girlfriend. I was afraid that it would make everyone feel awkward, so I didn't tell you. Lin Jiji was stunned and said in surprise, I'm Jiang Mai's ex-girlfriend? Who told you that? Then her eyes fell on Jiang Mai. Jiang Mai's face darkened. Why are you looking at me? I didn't tell you. She guessed it herself. Ningxi rolled her eyes at him. It's because you're behaving too strangely. Can you blame me for thinking too much? Seeing that they were about to quarrel again, Lin Jiji pinched between her eyebrows and sighed. Ningxi, Jiang Mai and I are just an artiste and an ex-agent. You don't have to worry about it. As soon as she finished speaking, an imperceptible cold light flashed across Jiang Mai's eyes. Well, I know now. Since Lin Jiji said it herself, Ningxi naturally believed her. So let's talk about how to deal with this matter. After explaining the misunderstanding, Lin Jiji began to talk about business. Jiang Mai's fans didn't like you before, but that was because they were misled. Now their attitude has changed a lot, and there are even many fans of you on the internet. So I discussed it with Brother Ming. When the time comes, you can be more ambiguous in your statements or questions from the reporters. You don't have to deny it too thoroughly. Just say that both of you are in the same company, have compatible personalities, admire each other, and are currently very good friends. Leave some room for ambiguous imagination. Ningxi nodded obediently. Okay, I'll listen to Sister Gigi. Jiang Mai held his chin and said lazily, I have no objection. Can I go back to sleep now? Ningxi slapped him. Fill up my ass. Wake up. We're about to start work. Jiang Mai scratched his head impatiently. Which scene are we going to shoot this afternoon? Ningxi glared at him. Kiss scene. Don't tell me that you haven't seen the script since it was revised. If I were Brother Ming, I would beat you 800 times a day. Anyway, Lin Jiji already knew their relationship, so Ningxi didn't have to pretend to be respectful to Jiang Mai anymore. Hearing that, Jiang Mai said sarcastically, Humph, the higher-ups told the scriptwriter to delete all the kissing scenes and bed scenes on the grounds that there were too many underage audiences. How could there be any kissing scenes? They're almost all deleted, but didn't they leave some behind? One is the first kiss scene, and the other is the bed scene in the military camp. The kissing scene is the one that was forced to stop because of the hailstorm. The director said that the first scene can be used, and we just need to reshoot the kissing scene later. Oh, I see. Jiang Mai murmured. Why did his eyebrows keep twitching? He had an inexplicable ominous premonition. Chapter 265. Lu Group CEO's Office. Lu Tingxiao made an internal call to Lu Jingli to come over. Lu Jingli quickly ran over. Brother, you called for me? Have you prepared the materials for the meeting? Yes, here you are. Well, inform all the departments to have a meeting in half an hour. Okay. Lu Jingli didn't leave immediately. He looked a little absent-minded. Lu Tingxiao raised his head and looked at him. What's wrong? Lu Jingli almost jumped up in fright. Nothing. Lu Tingxiao put down the pen in his hand and looked at him with penetrating eyes. Lu Jingli was like a soldier undergoing inspection. He stood ramrod straight and tried his best to remain calm. In fact, his guilty conscience was obvious at a glance. 5 seconds later, Lu Tingxiao finally looked away. Just when Lu Jingli finally breathed a sigh of relief, he saw Lu Tingxiao quickly typing on the computer keyboard and then pressing the enter key. Lu Jingli clearly saw that the letters Lu Tingxiao had pressed were NGXI. Oh no! His brother went to search for it himself. My brother! Why are you so quick-witted? After Lu Tingxiao searched for the keywords, the latest and hot news about Ningxi popped up on the internet in an instant. Jiang Mai and Ningxi play games late at night, acting intimately, suspected to be in love with each other. Similar age, similar hobbies, like-minded. Jiangning's speed dating index is 100%. Both sides respond that they are just good friends. Fans cheer. Jiangning is named the fastest couple of the year. It was obvious that Lu Tingxiao had seen everything he shouldn't have seen. Lu Jingli closed his eyes and didn't dare to look at his brother's expression. Lu Tingxiao turned off the computer, pulled out a chair and put on his coat. Jingli, prepare the car. Ah, what about the meeting? Postpone it until tomorrow. Then where are you going now? Lu Jingli swallowed his saliva and followed behind her. Inspection. Inspection? Could it be? At the same time, in the film city in the suburbs of Beijing. Because the scene of the first kiss at the Lantern Festival required a lot of manpower and money, they had tried their best to make it perfect. Ningxi and Jiang Mai also performed very well, so the director decided to only shoot the second half of the scene to save money and time. In order for the actors to be in a better state, he deliberately sent away all the irrelevant personnel. Finally, everything was ready. Just as Guo Qixing was about to announce the start of filming, producer Wang Taihe suddenly rushed over and pulled Guo Qixing to assistant director Zhang Rui. Guo Qixing was surprised. The boss of Golden Age is here? Why so sudden? But it doesn't matter. Mu Yi and Ningxi's acting skills are fine. If he wants to come, let him come. Wang Taihe slapped his thigh anxiously. Oh my great director, I wouldn't be so nervous if it was only the second young master. It was the big boss. The master of Lu Group. Guo Qixing was dumbfounded. Who? Don't tell me you mean Lu Tingxiao. That's right. Lao Guo, come with me to welcome them. Zhang Rui, hurry up and explain to the staff and the 2 actors. Quick. Got it, I'll go right away. Everything was ready but the shooting still hadn't started. Guo Qixing and Wang Taihe suddenly disappeared. Seeing Zhang Rui running over, Ningxi immediately asked suspiciously, "What's wrong, assistant director?" Chapter 266. Who's coming? Jiang Mai couldn't help looking at Zhang Rui. His eyebrows were pounding. Zhang Rui explained to them in a hurry. The president of Lu Group, Lu Tingxiao, is coming for an inspection. The director is already there to welcome him. I don't think I need to tell you the importance of this scene, right? So you have to do your best today, understand? Ningxi was stunned. Lu Tingxiao? Vice director, did you make a mistake? It should be Lu Jingli, right? Yes. Lu Jingli is coming too. Go and get ready, Zhang Rui said and hurried off to tell the other staff. Ningxi picked her ears. Golden Retriever, did I hear it wrong? Vice director said Lu Tingxiao was coming? You didn't hear it wrong. I heard it too, Jiang Mai said with a gloomy face. Damn. No wonder he had a bad feeling about this. So they were waiting for him here. Zhang Rui hurriedly cleared the place and dismissed all the non-essential staff. Then he quickly prepared chairs, drinks, and umbrellas. Soon, the people from the other side arrived. At the front was Lu Tingxiao, who was dressed in a suit and leather shoes. Lu Jingli followed behind him, looking left and right. The two of them were surrounded by the core members of the directing team. Wang Taihe was talking nonstop about the planning and progress of the production team. Guo Qixing warmly invited them to the best viewing spot. Boss Lu, second young master, please take a seat. You made the right choice to come today. Today's scene is wonderful. Really? What's the scene today? Lu Jingli threw a grape into his mouth and asked with interest. Guo Qixing talked nonstop about the plot for a long time. After the script was changed, there was only this kiss scene left. We are trying to achieve the most beautiful effect. Lu Jingli wiped his face. Damn. It's actually a kiss scene. And it seems to be the one on the day of the artificial rain. What luck. He didn't want to say anything else. Lu Tingxiao was expressionless from beginning to end. He was just sitting there, but he gave off a feeling that there was no one around him. It was as if he didn't pay any attention to anyone else. Guo Qixing was a little embarrassed. Fortunately, he had heard about this man's temper, so he didn't take it seriously. Both Ningxi and Mu Ye's acting skills are very good, and the most rare thing is that they cooperate well with each other. The two of them basically finished their scenes in one take. Guo Qixing thought to himself, it's not wrong for me to praise their company's artists, right? Lu Tingxiao sat on the chair and casually took a cup of tea from Lu Jingli. His voice was cold and distant as he said, is that so? Yes. I don't know if you've seen the highlights on the internet, but yesterday's two scenes were so difficult, but they were all done in one take. Guo Qixing felt a chill down his spine as he spoke. Lu Jingli coughed lightly and stopped the topic in time. All right, let's begin. Okay, let's start now. Guo Qixing went to prepare as if he had been granted amnesty. Lighting, props, cameras. All departments, get ready. Actors, get ready. The staff immediately got ready one by one, afraid that something would go wrong. The fucking big boss is coming to inspect in person. Lu Tingxiao was so busy that he didn't have time to manage the company's affairs, let alone inspect in person. This was unprecedented. He felt that he could brag about this in his WeChat moments for a long time. Chapter 267. When the scene was ready, the two leading actors walked over from the rest area. When Ningxi, who was wearing a handsome red and black outfit, appeared, Guo Qixing didn't know if it was his own illusion, but Lu Tingxiao's empty eyes seemed to focus in an instant. Ningxi glanced at Lu Jingli and Lu Tingxiao from afar. Lu Jingli immediately winked at her and pointed to his cell phone, implying that his brother knew everything. Ningxi's gaze slowly shifted to Lu Tingxiao. The latter's gaze was locked onto her aggressively, like the eyes of a wild beast before the dry season. Hearing the clear sound of the script clerk hitting the board, Ningxi suddenly came to her senses and hurriedly adjusted her mind to enter the play. Meng Chang'e quarreled with Sun Huanqing and ran away angrily. It was getting darker and darker, and Sun Huanqing was getting more and more anxious. In fact, Meng Chang'e had already found Sun Huanqing, but she didn't show up. Instead, she naughtily followed Sun Huanqing. Seeing that he was so anxious for her, her tough face showed a rare look of a little girl. Ningxi played the innocent and shy look of a young girl in love very well. Finally, Meng Chang'e didn't want her doctor son to be so anxious. Just when Sun Huanqing was about to collapse, she suddenly jumped behind him and patted him on the shoulder. She said in a proud and happy tone, "Dr. Sun, are you looking for me?" Jiang Mai was stunned at first, and then his face was full of ecstasy. He excitedly held her in his arms. Chang'e. Lu Jingli's first reaction was not to continue watching the play, but to look at his brother. Then he was so scared that he peed himself. He hurriedly pulled his brother's fingers. Brother, be gentle. This cup is glass, not steel or titanium alloy. Remember, this is a play, just a play. But before he could even finish his words, crack. The teacup cracked open slightly. Lu Jingli looked up and saw Ningxi slowly taking off the mask on her face. Her eyes were full of love as she looked at Jiang Mai. Then she leaned over and slowly approached his lips. It's over. I didn't prepare anything this time. Lu Jingli covered his eyes with his hands, but he couldn't help peeping through the gap. 1 second passed, 2 seconds passed, 3 seconds passed, 4 seconds passed. What was going on? 5 seconds later, Ningxi suddenly put her hand on her forehead and said, "Sorry, I'm not in the right state. Let's do it again." Ningxi actually ng. All the staff, the two directors, and the producer were shocked. However, they could understand it. As expected, the boss aura was too strong. Even the spectators were under great pressure, let alone Ningxi. "It's okay. Let's adjust our condition and try again," Guo Qixing comforted. Xiao Tao hurriedly went up to Ningxi and handed her a bottle of mineral water. "Come on, Sister Xi." Ningxi gulped down the whole bottle. Jiang Mai squinted at her and said, "I didn't expect you to have stage fright." Ningxi said with a terrible expression, "Don't be sarcastic. It's not like you don't know how scary your uncle is. If you were to be stared at like that, let's see if you can still perform normally." Chapter 268. Soon the second shoot began. Meng Chang'e patted his shoulder. "Dr. Sun, are you looking for me?" Sun Huanqing turned around and hugged him. "Chang'e," Guo Qixing said, "cut." "Ningxi, watch your expression. Why are you distracted?" Ningxi said, "Sorry." The third shoot began. Meng Chang'e said, "Dr. Sun, are you looking for me?" Sun Huanqing said, "Chang'e." Guo Qixing said, "Cut." "Ningxi, you stared at him for too long. You have to kiss him after 3 seconds, understand?" Ningxi said, "Okay." The fourth shoot, Guo Qixing said, "Ningxi, your expression is too stiff. What are you looking at?" The fifth shoot, the sixth shoot. In the end, Ningxi made 6 NGs in a row. Even Jiang Mai was about to break down. He paced back and forth in the lounge. "Damn. I'm going to have a heart attack. Are you going to kiss him or not? Hurry up, okay?" Ningxi grabbed her hair. "Fuck. I'm going to have a heart attack. Can't you let your uncle go back? His eyes are like X-rays. Who the hell can kiss him?" Jiang Mai sneered. "He came for you. What can I do to make him go back?" Ningxi threw away the wig on her head. "Damn it. I'm so fucked up." Ahem. Hey, watch your image." Seeing that Ningxi was about to lose control, Jiang Mai reminded her speechlessly. He could tell that Ningxi was really under a lot of pressure. He had never seen her in such an agitated state. From another perspective, it could also be said that Lu Tingxiao's influence on her was huge. It was much bigger than what he had imagined. At least no one had ever been able to disturb her acting. At this time, Guo Qixing ran into the lounge with sweat all over his head. He walked up to Ningxi and said earnestly, "Ningxi, what's wrong with you today? Are you too nervous because Lu Tingxiao is here? Calm down, calm down. You can't panic now." Ningxi lowered her head apologetically. "I'm sorry, director. I'm making things difficult for you." "Hey, it's okay. Every actor has a bad NG. Who knew the big boss would come today? We weren't prepared at all. Let alone you, who wouldn't be nervous at the scene. They were afraid that something might go wrong. Do you want to call your manager over?" Guo Qixing suggested. Ningxi shook her head. "No, don't bother, Sister Gigi. I can do it. Please get ready. Are you sure?" "I'm sure." 3 minutes later, the 7th take began. Ningxi walked in front of the camera, gritted her teeth, and glared at Lu Tingxiao. The latter gently stirred the tea leaves with the lid of the cup, looking relaxed and satisfied. This bastard definitely did it on purpose. It was even more lethal than hailstones. It was a godly NG tool. Chang'e. Jiang Mai hugged Ningxi. Actually, he was also under a lot of pressure, okay? Every time he hugged Ningxi, he felt like his back was pierced by thousands of arrows. Ningxi took off the mask on her face and stared at the man affectionately for 3 seconds. Then she slowly moved closer to him. Up until now, everything had gone smoothly. However, just as she was about to succeed, the disturbing gaze behind her once again forced her out of character, causing her to be unable to kiss him no matter what. Damn it. Ningxi's eyes flashed. Suddenly, to everyone's surprise, she put on the mask again. In the next second, she suddenly covered Jiang Mai's lips with the mask on. Chapter 269. Under the covered bridge, the lanterns were shining brightly, and the breeze was blowing. The girl was kissing the young man with a mask on her face. This scene was even more beautiful and exciting than a direct kiss. Cut. Pass. Guo Qixing reacted in time and stopped her. Not bad, not bad. Ningxi, your way of dealing with it is even better, Guo Qixing praised, and the other staff all nodded in agreement. As long as you are satisfied, Director. Ningxi forced a smile. Damn it. It was just a sweet kissing scene, not a heart-wrenching one. How could she be so exhausted? Damn it. The next second, her eyes involuntarily drifted in a certain direction. Opposite her, the producer was talking to Lu Tingxiao. Lu Tingxiao sat there quietly, like a dark oil painting in a dark corner of an old castle. No one knew how many years he had been isolated from the world. He was gloomy and cold, and his eyes were filled with heart-wrenching loneliness. Ningxi was burned by his gaze and hurriedly turned away. Sister Shi, where are you going? To the bathroom. Ningxi held her mobile phone and quickly sent Lu Jingli a WeChat message while walking. Second young master. What on earth does your brother want to do? Lu Jingli quickly replied to her. How would I know? Last night, he felt something was wrong when he saw the TV and your interview. This morning, he saw the gossip of you two playing games all night, so he directly canceled the meeting and came to inspect. Did he tell you what he wanted to do or what plan he had? Ningxi asked hurriedly. After all, knowing oneself and knowing the enemy was the key to victory. You know my brother's temper. How could he tell me such things? Then, is there anything wrong with him? Think carefully. Something is wrong. There seems to be something. Last night, after watching TV, he suddenly stared at a plate of shredded carrots coldly. Later, he told the housekeeper not to serve this dish anymore. Don't you think it's strange? Even I, a smart person, can't figure out what his strange behavior means. Ningxi immediately thought of the words pulling out carrots. It seemed that Lu Tingxiao had completely misunderstood her relationship with Jiang Mai. Ningxi thought for a moment and typed another line of words. How is your brother now? He should be fine, right? She had been forced to use all her intelligence to come up with the idea of kissing through the mask. What's so good about that? The moment you kissed me, I felt like I was in a 10,000-year-old ice cave 100,000 meters below the Arctic Circle. Did you make it? Oh yes, little Cece, where are you? Be careful. My brother isn't in my sight at the moment, and I don't know where he went. I guess he's going to catch you. Be careful. The moment Ningxi read the last word sent by Lu Jingli, a shadow suddenly fell over her head. Then an oppressive pressure covered the sky and covered the earth. In the next second, she felt a grip around her waist, and in a moment of dizziness, she was pushed into the washroom at the side. With a loud bang, her back slammed heavily against the door. Before she could cry out in pain, her voice was swallowed up by the scorching and crazy aura. At that moment, there was only one thought left in Ningxi's muddled mind due to the lack of oxygen. Fuck. Lu Jingli, you bastard. You did it on purpose, didn't you? Why didn't you just tell me the main point and remind me earlier? Chapter 270. In her eyes, Lu Tingxiao had always been a gentleman, strict, restrained, and polite. However, this aggressive and destructive kiss had subverted all her previous knowledge. His waist was in so much pain that it felt like it was about to snap. The taste of blood lingered in his mouth, and the root of his tongue was almost numb from being pulled. He felt like he was going to be swallowed alive. Ugh! Lu. Once she showed any signs of resistance, the other party's suppression became even more severe. He was like an arbitrary tyrant. The sudden pain in her neck made her frown. The man in front of her had completely lost his mind like a beast that had seen blood. He was so unfamiliar that it made her flustered. Ningxi secretly pulled out the wooden hairpin on her head with one hand, and quickly pointed the sharp end at the man's defenseless neck. Lu Tingxiao, if you don't calm down, don't blame me for helping you calm down. Lu Tingxiao's kiss stopped at her collarbone, but it was only for a moment. Then, as if he was provoking her, he kissed her lips again fearlessly. There was no sign of him stopping. You. Ningxi felt a deep sense of helplessness in her heart. Does this guy have the ability to read minds? He knew that she couldn't hurt him, and he knew that she couldn't bear to let him go. She suddenly thought of a story she had read before. The man that a girl loved was cursed and turned into a beast, but even so, the girl didn't leave him. In order to prevent him from hurting the people in the village and being hunted down, she secretly raised him with her own flesh and blood. At that time, after reading the story, she felt that the girl was simply an idiot. But now she had become that idiot. Lu Tingxiao's kiss lingered on her sensitive earlobe. Ningxi finally got a chance to speak. She hurriedly said, "Lu Tingxiao, have you forgotten what you promised me? Or are you going to go back on your word?" Hearing her voice, the man seemed to have finally come to his senses. After a short pause, he answered in a hoarse voice, "Inspection." Ningxi was so angry that she almost laughed. Inspection? Who inspects like this? If you sit there, who can act properly without being disturbed? Professional. The man said again. Do you mean that I'm not professional? Oh fucking fine. I really wasn't very professional today, but next time, I definitely won't be able to do it again. Also, if that was an inspection, then what are you doing now? Ningxi asked word by word. Lu Tingxiao held her tightly in his arms like a child who had just snatched his favorite toy from someone else, not saying a word. At this moment, Ningxi's heart was in a mess. All the dark emotions that she had deliberately suppressed in her mind surged up at this moment, forcing her to face them and make a decision. After an unknown period of time, just as she was about to drown in the man's warm embrace, she finally came to her senses. She took a deep breath and said, "Lu Tingxiao, you gave me 7 days. There's no need to wait for 7 days. I can tell you now." "I don't want to hear it." Lu Tingxiao's expression tightened, and he immediately went to kiss her again, trying to stop what she was going to say next. A trace of helplessness flashed across Ningxi's face. She turned her head to avoid his lips. "Lu Tingxiao, listen to me." Afraid that she would hesitate, Ningxi closed her eyes, looked at him, and said in one breath. Chapter 271. Lu Tingxiao, I've told you from the start that I already have someone I like. Thank you very much. Very. I like him very much. Although I can't be with him for some reason, he will always be in my heart. No one can replace him. There is no extra space. No matter how good and perfect that person is, he can't be with me. Do you understand? Hearing Ningxi's words, Lu Tingxiao's back stiffened. His eyes were full of ice and snow. He pinched her chin with his fingers. Liar. Ningxi, you're lying. Ningxi raised 2 fingers and looked at him with clear eyes. Then I swear if I lie, I will never be famous. I will be struck by lightning, and I will be hit by a car when I go out. Shut up. Lu Tingxiao couldn't bear it anymore. He pushed the door open and rushed out. Hearing the footsteps of the man leaving, Ningxi almost collapsed. That's right, Ningxi. You did nothing wrong. You should have done this earlier. You were greedy for too long. You couldn't give up for too long. When Ningxi finally recovered and walked out, she was surprised to see a man standing quietly against the wall with a burnt cigarette in his hand. She didn't know how long he had been there. Jiangmai. Ningxi was stunned. Jiangmai exhaled a long smoke ring and chuckled. Just now, you said that the person you like very, very, very much is irreplaceable, no matter how good others are. That person is Lu Tingxiao, right? Ha! It's rare for someone as smart as Lu Tingxiao to make such a stupid mistake. Ningxi remained silent and did not speak. Jiangmai tilted his head and looked at Ningxi quietly. You rejected him, but you seem to be in a worse state. He had not seen her like this for a long time. The only time he saw her like this was on someone's death anniversary. At that time, she was in a similar state as she was now. Her whole body seemed to be wrapped in a dark swamp, and there was no light or vitality around her. Jiangmai suddenly didn't know what to say. He lit another cigarette impatiently. When he heard Ningxi rejected Lu Tingxiao, he didn't feel happy at all. Instead, he felt sad. He knew that Ningxi had completely fallen in love with Lu Tingxiao. However, even Lu Tingxiao didn't succeed. Who was he? A coward who didn't even dare to say like. Jiangmai sighed and finally said the words that had been lingering in his heart for a long time. Ningxi, in fact, you don't have to do this. If you really like him, then let's be together. As soon as he finished speaking, he felt a sense of relief. Ningxi forced a smile. Jiangmai, you were the one who opposed it the most, weren't you? Jiang Mai raised his eyebrows and said in a relaxed tone, I object to it because I don't want you to be my aunt. But you are my best friend after all. I hope you can be happy. With that, he looked at her seriously. Ningxi, I didn't believe that Lu Tingxiao was sincere before, but now, as long as he really likes you, he won't care about your identity, status or profession, and he can protect you from being wronged. Ningxi's face gradually darkened. Jiang Mai, you don't have to say any more. How good would it be if it was just status and occupation? Whether it was identity, status, or occupation, as long as she was alive, she could change it. But what about what had happened in the past? How was she going to change? How was she going to change the fact that she was raped and gave birth to a bastard 5 years ago? Don't be afraid. I won't torture you. I promise I won't torture you. This is a necessary process. Ningxi must pass this hurdle. The devil will know Ningxi's feelings. Don't forget that there is a recording. Chapter 272. After Lu Tingxiao returned from the set, Lu Jingli knew that it was all over. The sky was going to fall. His brother was even scarier than when he had just taken over the company. At that time, his father had suddenly fallen seriously ill, and was on the verge of death several times. All the branches of the family were eyeing the position of the successor, and some even tried to drive a wedge between the two brothers. The entire family was in a bloody mess. At that time, Lu Tingxiao was like an emotionless god of death. He was swift and decisive, and his methods were extremely harsh. He single-handedly put down the internal strife that almost toppled the entire Lu family. Now, Lu Tingxiao was like a beast that had been awakened from a deep sleep. His entire body was shrouded in a layer of dangerous murderous aura. Lu Jingli wanted to comfort him, but Lu Tingxiao had chased away all the servants in the house and locked himself in the villa alone. He had set the highest level of clearance, so that no one could enter the villa except him. Lu Jingli was afraid that something would happen to him. He was even afraid that he would blow up the house, so he kept pacing outside the door worriedly. He waited for an entire night. Lu Tingxiao still didn't come out. Furthermore, an even worse situation occurred. Early in the morning, Old Master Lu personally called him and asked him to go back to the old mansion immediately. He sounded very displeased. The Lu family's old residence. In the living room, Old Master Lu and Old Madam Lu were both sitting on the sofa. Their expressions were extremely ugly. The alarm in Lu Jingli's head was beeping happily. He reacted almost immediately to what might have happened. Sure enough, the next second, Old Master Lu threw a thick stack of documents at him. You bastard, explain to me what is going on. White A4 papers and photos were scattered on the floor. Lu Jingli glanced at them. They were all photos and information about Ningxi. Sure enough, Ningxi's identity had been exposed. Sigh, why did it have to be at this time? When it rains, it pours. Old Madam Lu stared at her youngest son with a pained and angry expression. Jingli, you really disappoint me. You can do whatever you want with other things, but this is your brother's marriage. How can you be so reckless and help your brother hide it from us? I thought it was some rich girl from a wealthy family. She's actually a lowly actress. His private life was also extremely chaotic. How can such a person be the daughter-in-law of the Lu family? How can she be the mother of my grandson? Old Master Lu slammed the table heavily. When he thought about how he had left Xiaobao in the care of this kind of person for the past few days, he broke out in a cold sweat and felt a lingering fear. What kind of aphrodisiac did that woman feed your brother? She can actually make someone as arrogant as Tingxiao fall for someone like her. Fortunately, we discovered it early. Otherwise, were you going to wait for the rice to be cooked before telling us? This is ridiculous. The two old men talked for half an hour, one after the other. Lu Jingli tried to explain at first, but he didn't say anything in the end. He sat leisurely on the sofa opposite him and counted the tea leaves in his cup in boredom. Old Madam Lu glared at her. Brat, are you listening to us or not? Lu Jingli put down his teacup and blinked. Are the two of you finished? Now can you let your little son, who has been scolded badly, say a few words? Old Master Lu snorted coldly. All right. Speak. I want to see what else you can say. Chapter 273. Lu Jingli straightened his collar and stood up. First, profession. Being an actor is a legitimate profession. There is nothing shameful about it. The entertainment circle is a bit messy, but I can't overturn everyone. I'm the boss of Shengshi Entertainment. Now that you have investigated her, you should also know that Ningxi has been honest and has never used any shameful means since she entered the industry. Otherwise, her face alone would have turned purple, and she would not still be a newcomer until today. Second, education. Before Ningxi went abroad, she was admitted to the capital university as the top liberal arts scholar in City C. Later, she was forced to study abroad because she had a falling out with her family. She didn't receive any financial support from her family for 4 years, and was admitted to the film school of NCCU with her own ability. Her grades were excellent and she won scholarships every year. Why do you selectively ignore this? Third, private life. Every one of Ningxi's boyfriends was a legitimate relationship. They were neither a third party, nor were they kept by rich businessmen. What on earth was wrong? You can accept that your son has had 800 girlfriends, but you can't accept that Ningxi has had 8 boyfriends? Isn't this a bit too double standard? Let me remind you that it is the 21st century and men and women are equal. Fourth, birth and family background. The Ning family has become more and more unreliable in recent years. They don't want a real phoenix, but raise a pheasant as a treasure. But don't forget that Ningxi's grandfather is Zhuang Zongren. They broke up with her because Zhuang Lingyu insisted on marrying Ning Yaohua. But Ningxi is his granddaughter. This is a fact that cannot be erased. Zhuang Zongren's granddaughter is more than enough for our Lu family. You don't have any objections, do you? Old Master Lu and Old Madam Lu were both angry and didn't intend to listen to Lu Jingli's sophistry. But after hearing it, their expressions gradually changed at this point. Lu Jingli paused. Fifth, I forgot to tell you the most important thing. What is it? Old Madam Lu hurriedly asked. Lu Jingli spread out his hands. The two of you are worrying for nothing. Just yesterday Ningxi has already rejected my brother. So do what you have to do. Ningxi will not become your daughter-in-law, nor will she become your grandson's mother, nor will she have anything to do with our Lu family in the future. As soon as he finished speaking, there was an ear-piercing clang behind him. Lu Jingli and the two old men looked towards the source of the voice at the same time. And then they saw Little Bao standing there with a ghastly pale face, and the ground beneath his feet was covered in glass shards. Xiao Bao. Before the two elders could go over to comfort him, Xiao Bao had already rushed into the house and slammed the door shut. Lu Jingli sighed. This is great. Another one is going to die. After my brother was rejected, he locked himself in his room and hasn't come out since last night. Old Madam Lu was worried about her son and her grandson. She anxiously glared at Lu Jingli and scolded. You damn child. Can't you be more careful with your words? Now that Xiao Bao had heard it, what should he do? Xiao Bao likes that woman so much. Lu Jingli looked innocent. But this day will come sooner or later. Ningxi only promised my brother to stay with Xiao Bao for 3 months. The 3 months are almost up. Even if Ningxi didn't tell my brother, she would have to leave sooner or later. Chapter 274. You just said, your brother has been locking himself in the room? Old Master Lu muttered. Lu Jingli was about to speak when his phone suddenly rang. It was Cheng Feng calling. Second young master, save me. Got it, I'll be right there. As soon as Cheng Feng said that, Lu Jingli knew what was going on. He hung up the phone and shrugged at the two elders. I just got a call from my brother's assistant. He has already left for the company. I have to go support my comrades. Bye-bye. Looking at Lu Jingli's back as he left, the two elders sat there and looked at each other. Cheng Shan, this matter. What do you think? Old Madam Lu asked worriedly. Old Master Lu said with a cold face. Let's wait and see. Who knows if that woman is playing hard to get. Old Madam Lu wanted to say something but stopped. She thought to herself. Your son has already confessed. Which woman would be stupid enough to play hard to get? Then what about Xiao Bao? This was the question she was most concerned about. I think Xiao Bao has completely recovered. It's not a big problem. Don't worry. When he stayed with us these few days, That woman was not by his side. Isn't he fine? But, at the same time in the film city, Ningxi was lying on the bed with cold sweat on her forehead. Her body was convulsing and her expression was extremely painful. She had a beautiful dream. It was indeed a beautiful dream. She dreamed that she was wearing a white wedding dress and was slowly walking into the sacred hall, while being held by the person who gave her hope and light. However, when the priest read the oath, the world behind her suddenly began to collapse bit by bit and was swallowed by darkness. The man held onto her hand tightly, refusing to let go no matter how much she screamed at the top of her lungs. In the end, she was finally pulled into the hell behind her. Ding dong, ding dong. The hurried doorbell woke her up from the nightmare. Ningxi sat up abruptly and found that her whole body was drenched in sweat. Her head was about to explode. Last night, she almost couldn't sleep for the whole night. When the sky was about to brighten, she finally managed to sleep for a while. In the end, it was better not to sleep. Ding dong. The doorbell was still ringing persistently. Ningxi's head was dizzy. She stumbled to open the door. Who is it? I bought too much breakfast. Do you want to eat? Jiang Mai didn't finish his words. He stared at her face as if he had seen a ghost. Damn it. Your face is too scary. If the reporters accidentally see you, they might think that you're on drugs. Ningxi grabbed the breakfast from his hands. Don't make a fuss. I've never seen anyone break up. The corners of Jiang Mai's mouth twitched. I've seen others, but I've never seen you fall out of love. You're the one who makes others fall out of love. Ningxi took a bite of the crab roe bun. Then take it as an eye-opening experience for you today. Jiang Mai sighed and looked worriedly at her, who pretended to be relaxed. Ningxi, are you really okay? Shall I accompany you for a drink tonight? Ningxi narrowed her eyes and waved her hand. Sorry, I don't have an appointment. I already have an appointment tonight. Fuck. I was just pitying you. You already have a date? Fortunately, Ningxi's scene today was a battlefield scene. Her face was as black as charcoal. Even if she didn't look good, no one would be able to tell. Otherwise, the shooting would definitely be delayed. Although she tried her best to concentrate, she still made several mistakes in the end. Several martial arts moves almost hurt someone. Fortunately, nothing serious happened. Ningxi knew that she had a serious problem. She couldn't go on like this. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to continue filming. Chapter 275. Ever since Xiaobao had overheard Lu Jingli's words, the two elders had been feeling uneasy. However, they heaved a sigh of relief when it was time for lunch. Xiaobao opened the door and came out obediently. He obediently ate his meal, drank the soup, and even ate the fruits after eating. Everything seemed to be the same as usual. However, the little fellow's every move had always been full of vigor and vitality. At this moment, he was like a robot that was following instructions. After lunch, Xiaobao took his drawing board and ran to the courtyard to draw. The two elders watched him secretly from afar. They wanted to see what the little fellow was drawing, so that they could guess his mood. However, the little fellow just stared blankly and didn't move for the entire afternoon. I can tell with one look that our Xiaobao is unhappy. Old Madame Lu's heart ached. Old Master Lu paced back and forth with his hands behind his back. He said in a low voice, "It's fine if it's completely severed. It's fine if it's just Tingxiao getting a wife, but because of Xiaobao we can't be careless. How can you be at ease leaving Xiaobao in the hands of a woman like that?" But what Jingli said today makes sense. Perhaps that girl isn't as bad as we thought. Furthermore, she has taught Xiaobao well. Didn't you say that she's good? I was fooled by those two rascals. Old Master Lu got angry at the mention of this. He gave his wife a warning look. Don't be soft-hearted. There's no room for discussion. The most important thing for you now is to hurry up and choose a suitable wife for Tingxiao so that he can give up on that woman. Choose what? You can choose if you want. My precious grandson is already like this. How can I be in the mood to do such useless things? What kind of words do I have to choose? Anyway, I'm not going. I want to accompany my grandson. Late at night. Feilong Bay. A group of fashionably dressed young men were gathered together in groups of 3 to 5. One of them, a youth with short black hair, was particularly eye-catching. His entire face was drawn into an exaggerated skeleton, and his arms were tattooed with flowers. He wore a black earring on his left ear, and he was chewing gum while talking to the white-haired youth beside him. "Aka, is my car ready?" The white-haired young man called AKA patted the shiny motorcycle beside him. "It's ready. This is the one. Why don't you take a look?" The skull-faced young man looked at the car pickily and said reluctantly, "It's okay, it's not as handsome as my little black." Aka rolled his eyes. "Come on, it's good enough that I can get you this much in one day. By the way, Shizi, where's your car? Where's little black?" "It was sent to be repaired. I can't get it now," the young man said perfunctorily. Her car was still at Lu Tingxiao's place. Given the current situation, it was really inconvenient for her to take it, so she had to borrow one. Aka nodded and clapped his hands, gesturing for everyone to look over. "Is everyone here? Let me explain the rules of the competition." Starting from Wyvern Bay, the destination was Death Valley. The champion will be able to enjoy a night with our little princess Xiangxiang. Oh, the crowd burst into cheers. At this moment, a sexy woman in the crowd slapped the back of Kay's head. "Bah! Stinking rogue! One night stand. Dream on." Aka was still very happy after being hit. As if he had eaten honey, he laughed and said, "Haha, it's just a joke. Let's do it again. The prize is a kiss from our little princess Xiangxiang. In addition, there's a prize of 50,000 yuan. The sound of the car engine rattled her eardrums, and the strong wind gave her the illusion that her soul was about to fly away. All the burdens that had been suppressing her and suffocating her were released at this moment. Even if it was just a moment of relief and peace, she couldn't help but chase after it like a moth to a flame. "Shizi, I'll be going first." Aka's car buzzed and drifted past her at the corner. The corners of Ningxi's mouth rose a little. She didn't take it seriously and continued to drive at her own pace, maintaining the second place. Until the last lap. It was also the most dangerous lap. Chapter 277. Ningxi lowered her body, turned the handle, and suddenly sped up. At the steepest corner, she brushed the edge of the cliff and narrowly overtook Aka. "Fuck! This lunatic! She really wants to die." Aka cursed in a low voice, exasperated. There was no suspense in the final result. No matter how powerful she was, she couldn't win against someone who wanted to die. At the finish line, Xiangxiang happily held the trophy and prize money like a little bird and threw herself into Ningxi's arms. She pursed her red lips and kissed Ningxi. Ningxi was not bashful. She smiled and took the initiative to let her kiss her. However, at the moment when she kissed her, she slightly moved her position. So the fragrant kiss did not fall on her lips, but fell on her cheek with a smack. Xiangxiang blushed and stamped her feet in dissatisfaction. "Brother Shi, you are so annoying." Aka, who was next to her, watched his goddess kissing someone else. He was so angry that his eyes turned red and he threw his helmet. "Damn it, how can you kiss this face?" Xiangxiang ignored him, took Ningxi's arm and said coquettishly, "Brother Shi, we also have an activity tomorrow night. Do you want to join us?" "No, you guys go ahead." Ningxi declined. Xiangxiang looked disappointed, and then curiously asked the question that she had always cared about. "Brother Shi, I feel that you are so mysterious. What are you busy with every day? What do you do for a living?" "It's a secret." Ningxi gave a mysterious and evil smile, then waved her hand and turned to leave. Looking at that elegant back view, Xiangxiang Bela, who was behind him, had a look of infatuation on her face. He was really handsome. He was the first man who was not interested in her honey trap. She must get him. Returning to the hotel in the early morning, Ningxi almost fell asleep as soon as she fell asleep. Although she had only slept for more than 3 hours in the morning, she was much more energetic than yesterday. Today was still a fierce battlefield fight scene, and there was also a big night scene. Ningxi performed perfectly from beginning to end, without any mistakes. When they finished, Guo Qixing was very satisfied. "Not bad, Ningxi, you are much better today than you were 2 days ago. At this rate, we can definitely catch up." Ningxi was a little relieved. I will try my best to maintain it. Back at the hotel, Jiang Mai looked at her several times like a dog. Ningxi punched him angrily. Are you crazy? You're making me dizzy. Did you really become a golden retriever? Jiang Mai narrowed his eyes. Ning Xiaoxi, tell me the truth. Where did you go last night? Why are you acting like you're on steroids today? Let's sleep. What can I do? Nonsense. I rang your doorbell at 1 o'clock last night. You weren't in your room at all. Holy shit. Why did you ring my doorbell so many times? Don't change the subject. Ningxi, you didn't do anything illegal, did you? It seems like I broke the law. If I get caught, I'll be sent to the police station. Ningxi didn't tell Jiang Mai what had happened that night, so he could only worry about her secretly. He waited for her for 2 nights to make sure that she didn't stay out all night again. In the next 2 days, Ningxi's condition was maintained, and she was relatively stable. In the blink of an eye, it had been 3 days since her showdown with Lu Tingxiao. During these 3 days, Lu Tingxiao didn't contact her at all. She also deliberately ignored all news about him, and put all her energy into work. But occasionally, she inexplicably thought of a certain night. Lu Tingxiao suddenly hugged her from behind and said to her, Ningxi, I miss you very much. It seems that I haven't seen you for a long time. Chapter 278. The Lu family's old residence. In the evening, under the sunset glow, Xiaobao sat motionlessly in front of the easel, his small figure looking especially lonely and pitiful. Xiaobao, come over for dinner. Grandma made your favorite squirrel-shaped mandarin fish. Xiaobao. Xiaobao. Old Madame Lu called him 5 or 6 times before Xiaobao finally responded. The little boy tidied up the easel meticulously, looked in the direction he had been looking at all afternoon, and then went into the house obediently. On the dining table, the table was filled with all kinds of dishes. There were all kinds of Chinese and Western cuisines. Xiaobao, eat more. These are all your favorites. Yeah, eat more. Come, Grandpa will help you. Xiaobao looked at the dishes on the table blankly, picked up his chopsticks and picked up the nearest dish. Then, he lowered his head and began to eat, without any coaxing. Seeing that Xiaobao was so obedient, the 2 old men heaved a long sigh of relief. Old Master Lu glanced at his wife discreetly and said, I told you it would be fine. That night, Xiaobao ate a lot, even more than usual, and seemed to have a good appetite. 3 days passed peacefully, and nothing happened. Old Master Lu was very happy, and Old Madame Lu was finally completely relieved. However, on that night, a servant's panicked shout came from Xiaobao's room. Old Master. Old Madam. Bad news. Young Master. Come and take a look. What's the commotion? What's wrong? The 2 hurried over. Then, they saw Xiaobao bending over and vomiting all over the floor. He threw up everything he had eaten that night, and he was still vomiting acid. Old Madame Lu quickly patted him on the back. Ah, Xiaobao. What's wrong with Xiaobao? Why is he vomiting so badly all of a sudden? Old Master Lu forced himself to calm down. He's just a kid. What's wrong with vomiting occasionally? Maybe it's just indigestion. Don't make a fuss. However, as soon as he said that, the little boy's body went limp and he fainted. Xiaobao. Old Madame Lu screamed. This time, even Old Master Lu could no longer stay calm. He turned pale with fright and shouted at the servants. What are you waiting for? Get the doctor. For a moment, the whole old house was in a mess. Old Madame Lu hugged the pale-faced Xiaobao, and was so anxious that she almost lost her soul. She could not stop complaining to Lu Chongshan. It's all your fault for saying that everything is fine. Now it's all good. Are you going to torment my grandson to death before you're satisfied? So what if Tingxiao was interested in that woman? She alone can make our Xiaobao happy. Even if she's a beggar on the street, I'm willing to let her in. You. What are you talking about? What about me? Am I wrong? I only want my precious grandson to be well. Xiaobao was so good before. He had recovered. But now it had become like this. My heart is about to break. Am I not sad? I'm doing this for Xiaobao's future. Now that I'm dead, what future do I have? Old Madame Lu seemed to have thought of something as she said. She hurriedly ordered the servant beside her. Xiaorong, bring me the young master's drawing paper. Yes, madam. I'll go right away. The maid quickly brought over Xiaobao's painting from the afternoon. The two elders hurriedly looked at it carefully. They saw that Xiaobao's drawing was blank. But when they got closer, they saw a line of words written in pencil in the middle of the canvas. Aunt Xiaoxi, Xiaobao is obedient. Why don't you want Xiaobao? Old Madame Lu could no longer hold back her tears after reading it. How is Xiaobao fine? He's forcing himself to be obedient. He clearly can't eat, but he's forcing himself to eat. He clearly wants to make a scene like before, but he's forcing himself to be obedient. Just because he promised him to be obedient. Chapter 279. At night, the building of Lu Group was brightly lit. 3 days ago, the entire Lu Group had entered the first level of alert mode. Winter was coming early. In the vice president's office. I know you guys feel wronged, but you guys were in the wrong first. My brother was in a good mood and you guys relaxed. Now you guys are miserable, right? The only way now is not to let my brother catch you guys. Then he won't be able to do anything to you. I know. I know you guys are afraid of him. Damn it, am I not afraid? I'll fucking send them all to hell. Damn it, I'm the one in the most danger now. How dare you guys cry to me? Lu Jingli was struggling to deal with the nth wave of complaints from his employees when his personal phone rang. It was a call from a more troublesome person. Mom, what's wrong? I guarantee that woman didn't look for my brother. My brother didn't look for her either. You can ask anyone in the company if you don't believe me. My brother has been working 24/7 for the past few days. He hasn't taken a single break. On the other end of the phone, Old Madame Lu hurriedly interrupted him. Jingli, quickly ask your brother to come back. Something happened to Xiaobao. Lu Jingli's expression changed. What did you say? Didn't you say that Xiaobao was fine, and we don't have to worry? Why did something happen the moment he turned around? What happened? Xiaobao isn't feeling well, and his condition isn't very good. Hurry up and ask your brother to come back. Hurry. Lu Jingli slumped on his desk like a dead fish as he looked at the phone. Sigh, the days without sister-in-law's protection were like grass. No one would ask for help anymore. It seemed like he had to go in himself. He really didn't want to die. Lu Jingli walked to the CEO's office, trembling. He took a deep breath and was about to knock on the door when a group of people swarmed in. The next second, his arms were stuffed with all kinds of documents and plans. Lu Jingli shouted at the top of his lungs. Damn it. You little bastards. Just you wait. Damn it. The moral degeneration of the world was getting worse. They were all waiting for him. Second young master, please. You're our only hope. That's right, second young master. We have no choice. Only you, second young master, have a chance of coming out alive. Please help me. Don't flatter me. All of you, get out of here. Lu Jingli chased them away and knocked on the office door. There was no need for him to blast them. In an instant, not even their shadows could be seen. Come in. A man's gloomy and hoarse voice came from the office. Brother, these. Lu Jingli couldn't finish his sentence. He almost choked to death as soon as he entered. He took a few steps back before he could recover. Holy shit, is this the scene of Hitler's gas massacre? How much did he smoke? The curtains were not drawn and the windows were not opened. Aren't you afraid of suffocating yourself to death? Lu Jingli put the documents in his arms on the table and hurriedly pulled the curtains to open the windows. Lu Tingxiao leaned back in his chair, his expression hidden in the shadows. The cigarette between his fingers had burned to the end, almost burning his fingers. The lunch and dinner sent by the secretary were still on the coffee table. None of them had been touched. Lu Jingli sneaked a peek at Lu Tingxiao as he put down the documents. From the corner of his eyes, he caught a glimpse of a stack of documents beside Lu Tingxiao's hand. They were all about the Jiang family. Chapter 280. Lu Jingli turned pale with fright. Oh my god. Was his brother going to mess with the Jiang family? Was he really going to disown them? Even if the Jiang family was not related to them by blood, they were still related to Jiang Mai's mother. His parents doted on the daughter of their old friend very much. However, Lu Jingli thought about it carefully and felt that something was wrong. Given his brother's character, if he really wanted to do something to the Jiang family and Jiang Mai, he would have done it long ago. It was impossible that nothing had happened in 3 days. What was going on? What's the matter? A cold voice suddenly sounded in the air. Lu Jingli shivered and came back to his senses. He hurriedly said, Yes. Mom and Dad just called and said that Xiaobao is not feeling well. They want you to go back as soon as possible. Lu Tingxiao pinched the cigarette between his fingers and lit another one. Get the car ready. Okay. Lu Jingli quickly slipped out, his heart rejoicing. Fortunately, his brother was not so inhumane that he would not even recognize his own son. In the old house of the Lu family, old Madame Lu was pacing anxiously outside the door. As soon as she saw Lu Tingxiao, she immediately went up to him. Tingxiao, you're finally back. Go and see Xiaobao. Lu Chongshan looked dissatisfied. You still know to come back. Xiaobao is sick, but you don't answer your phone. You can't reach him. Do you deserve to be his father? Lu Tingxiao's pale and sickly face was emotionless. He said calmly, Didn't you find me a woman? I can let those women take care of me. Lu Chongshan's eyes widened. You bastard. Is that what you say? Xiaobao is his son. You don't take care of him, but you expect strangers to take care of him? Lu Jingli coughed and couldn't help muttering. Dad, can you be reasonable? It was you who insisted on finding strangers to take care of Xiaobao. My brother found a reliable girl to take care of Xiaobao. It was you who didn't trust my brother's taste. Now my brother agreed to let you choose, but you're still not satisfied. What do you want? You. Lu Chongshan couldn't say a word. At last his face changed. You brat, I was almost tricked by you. He didn't have the ability to pursue her. How can you blame me? I've been discovered. Lu Jingli rubbed his nose, then rolled his eyes and said, But you mean as long as my brother has the ability to woo her, you won't object? Lu Chongshan snorted. Don't try to play tricks with me. Hurry up and take a look at Xiaobao. What happened to Xiaobao? Where do you feel uncomfortable? Lu Jingli asked. Old Madame Lu wiped her tears. It's probably because that woman has been teaching him to listen to us, so he's been very obedient these days. He eats and rests normally without any abnormalities. Until today, not long after dinner, Xiaobao suddenly vomited everything he ate and fainted. As old Madame Lu spoke, she took out a piece of drawing paper, and her tears fell even harder. Later, when I saw the words on this drawing of Xiaobao, I realized that he was not fine at all, but had been enduring it all along. Lu Jingli took the drawing paper and glanced at it. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, then he burst into tears. Fuck. I, Xiaobao, am too pitiful. A motherless child is like a blade of grass. That's right. My heart aches. The mother and son hugged each other and cried. Chapter 281. Lu Chongshan looked at his eldest son, who was like an ice sculpture, and then at his wife and youngest son, who were hugging each other and crying. He was in a terrible fix. Stop crying, you two. Look at yourself. Xiaobao is fine. Didn't the doctor say that it's just indigestion caused by depression? Old Madame Lu panicked. What do you mean fine? He's depressed and that's fine? Xiaobao has just recovered from his autism. What if he gets depression again? How can it be so serious? How can a child get depression? Just then, the door to Xiaobao's room opened and Qin Mufeng walked out. He coughed lightly. Old Master Lu, from a medical point of view, children can get depression too. And based on Xiaobao's condition, there are indeed signs of it. Listen. You should believe the doctor's words. Lu Chongshan's expression was solemn as he said in a low voice. Then can you find a girl who looks like that woman to accompany Xiaobao? Isn't there a term in psychology called empathy? About that. Qin Mufeng did not want to be too direct and was deliberating over his words. Lu Jingli did not have any reservations and replied directly. Dad, Xiaobao is just an introvert, not a retard. You're going too far with your lies. Come here, you brat. I'll beat you to death. Lu Chongshan, who had been choked twice, was infuriated. He was about to chase after him and hit him when Lu Tingxiao raised his hand to block him. Lu Jingli was so touched that he almost cried. Ouch! His brother was actually protecting him. You two brothers, are you really trying to piss me off? All right, what's with the noise? You're being so loud. Don't scare Xiaobao. Old Madame Lu hurried to smooth things over. Tingxiao, hurry in and see Xiaobao and persuade him. In the room, Xiaobao was indeed as obedient as old Madame had said. When Lu Tingxiao entered, the little fellow was holding a cup and drinking medicine by himself. How could Lu Tingxiao know how to persuade others? His cold expression didn't even change. He just said mechanically, everyone has their own life and choices. Excessive ties will only be a burden. You should learn to let go. His expression and tone seemed to be saying, my condolences. Xiaobao's expression was blank, as if he didn't understand what his father meant. After a long while, his big eyes were filled with sorrow. Old Madame Lu was instantly flustered. I told you to coax him. Why are you lecturing a 5-year-old child? Then he held his forehead and sighed. I'm really confused. What's the point of calling this blockhead back? He might as well not have come back. This made Xiaobao even more upset. Jingli, be a good boy, come and try it. Ah, let me do it. Lu Jingli scratched his head and walked over. He said softly, Xiaobao, why don't I sing for you? Cough cough, Bottle Gourd Brothers. Bottle Gourd Brothers have 7 flowers on one vine. They're not afraid of wind and rain, la 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 la. In the next second, Xiaobao's originally dull and lifeless eyes quickly became moist, and tears rolled down his cheeks. Old Madame Lu's heart was broken. She was so angry that she hit Lu Jingli's back. You bastard! What song did you sing to make Xiaobao cry? Lu Jingli felt wronged. Fuck. You're blaming me? I sang such a cheerful song. He used to like listening to his Aunt Xiaoxi sing the most. Oh well, it seems I shouldn't have sung this song. Chapter 282. They had accidentally caused Xiaobao to become sentimental again. Go go go. All of you go. All of you are useless. What's the use of you? If you can't think of a way to pacify Xiaobao, don't eat dinner tonight. Old Madame Lu lost her temper and chased Lu Tingxiao, Lu Jingli, Qin Mufeng, and Old Master Lu out. In the next few days, the entire Lu family failed to pacify Xiaobao. Instead, the little guy became more and more depressed. He still ate well, but often vomited after eating. He slept well, but always had nightmares, and his spirit was getting worse. Lu Chongshan hired a whole psychological team from abroad, but it was of no use. They all said that Xiaobao needed medication, or else he would need long-term medication and treatment to control the deterioration of his condition. Lu Chongshan was furious. If he could give Xiaobao that medication, why would he need to hire them? Medication was 30% poison. That woman was at least 70% poison. How would he dare to give it to Xiaobao? How important was the role of a mother to a person's life and growth? Xiaobao was the only child in the 3rd generation of the Lu family. If something happened to Xiaobao because of his wrong decision, how was he going to explain it to his ancestors in the netherworld? At night, at Baichuan Hotel. Because the filming had been going well recently, Guo Qixing specially invited everyone for a meal, so that they could relax. Miss Xian has worked hard recently, especially Ningxi. She has a lot of scenes. I'll treat everyone to a better meal when we're done. Cheers. Cheers everyone. Cheers. Thank you, director. In the corner, Ning Xuelua's fingernails dug into her palms when she heard, Ningxi has a lot of scenes. But she could only maintain a polite smile on her face. Now that all the funding for the crew was provided by Lu Group and Shengshi Entertainment, it meant that she had no one to rely on. Luckily, she knew that the crew would not dare to replace her as the female lead. Even after what happened to her, she still had a lot of loyal fans due to her popularity and status. She might as well endure it for now. No matter how much Ning she wanted to be in the limelight, it was all for her. Golden Era had spent so much money, but it was all for someone else. After that incident, everyone in the crew was obviously a little estranged from Ning Xuelua. They all surrounded Ningxi and Jiang Mai to talk. The two of them were even more popular than the male and female leads. Ning Xuelua felt a little awkward being ignored, so she went to talk to Zhao Xizhou, who shared the same fate as her. Xizhou, the fish today is not bad. Try it. I don't like fish. Zhao Xizhou's attitude was cold. After Jiang Mai's arrival, he had been suppressed by Jiang Mai. In the end, he was implicated by this woman and had less scenes. How could he be nice to her? Oh, forget it then. Ning Xuelua could no longer maintain her composure. She quickly got up and went to the bathroom. In the bathroom, Ning Xuelua trembled with anger and swept all the things on the washstand to the ground. Ningxi, you can be complacent now. Just wait and see. I won't let you be complacent for too long. Sure, I'm waiting. Ah, you. Ningxi. A voice suddenly came from behind. Ning Xuelua was startled. When she turned around, she saw Ningxi standing behind her calmly. Chapter 283. Ning Xuelua regained her composure quickly and said disdainfully, "Oh Ningxi, I thought you had a powerful backer. It turns out that you are just an actress." Ningxi and Jiang Mai's scandal had been spreading like wildfire these days, so she knew it immediately. She had secretly sent people to keep an eye on them, but she didn't expect that before she took action, her fans would expose her. And contrary to her expectations, this incident didn't cause a blow to Ningxi like last time. Instead, it made her gain a lot of fans and popularity. Damn bitch. She really got Jiang Mai. No wonder she could sign with Shengshi so easily. Although she called Jiang Mai an actress, she knew clearly that Jiang Mai was not just an actor. Jiang Mai's mother, Tan Jingxian, was the adopted daughter of the Lu family, so Jiang Mai had to call them grandpa and grandma and Lu Tingxiao uncle. Even if they weren't related by blood, they were still very close to each other. Because of the Lu family's backing, the Jiang family's business had been growing in recent years. Jiang Mai was the only son of the Jiang family, so he would definitely inherit the family business in the future. However, with Jiang Mai's temperament, how long could he play with Ningxi? Could it be that she could marry him? What a fool. You look down on an actress so much? Then what are you? Ningxi raised her eyebrows. I am the daughter of my parents, the eldest daughter of the Ning family. Of course, I'm nobler than you. Ning Xuelua said proudly. Obviously, she was deliberately showing off that Ning Yaohua and Zhuang Lingyu didn't hold a grudge against her because of that incident. She chose this industry not only because she enjoyed the feeling of being sought after and getting what Ningxi couldn't get, but also because she had a wide network of contacts. Thanks to her, Ning Xuelua helped Ning's international group negotiate a big contract, so that she could walk out of the shadow of framing Ningxi. But she had to be more careful in the future. With that in mind, Ning Xuelua was suddenly emboldened. She said arrogantly, "You sold yourself for a mere 8 million. Do you think a person like you is worthy of being compared to me?" Ningxi suddenly sneered when she heard that. What are you laughing at? Ningxi looked at her leisurely. 8 million yuan. Ning Xuelua frowned. Ningxi, don't be sarcastic. What do you mean? Ningxi shook her head and sighed. Miss Ning, I'm sorry. I didn't expect you to be so stupid. You still don't know where I got the 8 million. Ning Xuelua snorted. Didn't you sell yourself to Jiang Mai? What do I not know? The corners of Ningxi's mouth lifted slightly. She suddenly leaned close to her ear and whispered, "My 8 million penalty fee. Didn't you give it to me personally?" "What? I gave it to you." "Ningxi, are you crazy? How could I?" Ning Xuelua couldn't go on. Her eyes suddenly widened. "Ningxi, it's you who threatened me." "Yeah, it's me. Are you going to bite me?" "This is blackmail. I'm going to sue you. I'm so scared. I'm scared to death." You. Ning Xuelua nearly fainted from anger. She had never expected that the 8 million yuan, which made her so distressed, went into Ningxi's pocket and paid the penalty fee for her. Now that this matter had finally been resolved, she couldn't mention it again. Besides, she had no evidence. She had tried to find someone to crack those anonymous emails and accounts, but to no avail. In the end, She could only suffer such a big loss. Chapter 284. After Ningxi left, Ning Xuelua calmed herself down, and then called Su Yan. Brother Yan, can you pick me up after the party is over? I'm sorry, Xuelu. I have a dinner tonight, and it may be very late. Can I ask the driver to pick you up? Hello. There was no sound from the other end of the phone. Su Yan hurriedly asked, Xuelua, what's wrong? Are you crying? What the hell happened? Ning Xuelua choked with sobs. Brother Yan, I'm so sad. Everyone in the crew is trying to please Ningxi and Jiang Mai. No one talks to me. I just asked Ningxi what happened between her and Jiang Mai out of concern. I told her to tell me if she needed money and not to do anything stupid. But she said a lot of nasty words and said I didn't deserve to care about her. Su Yan sighed. Xuelua, there have been many rumors about Xiaoxi and Jiang Mai recently. She was unhappy because you asked her that question. You even asked her if she needed money. Isn't it obvious that she got the money from Jiang Mai? Ning Xuelua didn't expect Su Yan to be so casual. She clenched her fists. Brother Yan, you've changed. Just because of that, you only trust Ningxi now no matter what happens, right? Her fans have taken photos of her and Jiang Mai. They are so intimate in the crew. Everyone knows about their relationship. Do I need to tell you? Xuelua, it's not that I've changed. It's your mentality. You are so considerate. Why don't you try to stand on Xiaoxi's side and choose to believe her? Even if there is something going on between her and Jiang Mai, can't it be a normal relationship? If that's the case, we should also bless her. Brother Yan, I have to get busy. I'll talk to you later when I have time. When Ningxi returned to the box, everyone had finished dinner and were singing in twos and threes. I will charge through the world at will. I will look up to all. I will not need to look back. I will overturn the world. I will write my own laws, this ferocious wild wolf with shining eyes. Jiang Mai's superstars in troubled times won the applause of the audience. Seeing that Ningxi was back, he hurriedly called her over to sing. Ning Xiaoxi, come and sing. Is it still boundless sea and sky? This song was Ningxi's must-listen every time she went to a KTV. Every time, she would cry out, forgive me for being unruly and loving my freedom. But today, Ningxi waved her hand. I'll order it myself. What do you want? Jiang Mai moved closer to her worriedly, worried that she would order something too explosive. After choosing the song, Ningxi leaned on the sofa, picked up the microphone and began to sing. When I turn on the lights, the sight before me, the spacious room, the lonely bed, everything looks the same when I turn off the lights. The pain in my heart is indescribable. Jiang Mai's face was full of horror. Shit, Ningxi, you changed your style too fast. What about you, the one who sang Aniel's Flesh and Toxic? Ningxi rolled her eyes at him. This is not a private party. Why do you want me to sing that kind of song on such an occasion? Ningxi had said that many of the songs she knew were not suitable for children. She was not joking. The 3 songs that Jiang Mai mentioned were typical examples. When she was in China, she once got drunk and sang the song Flesh in a bar. That night, the whole bar was so high that the security guards couldn't control the scene, even though they had sent out 3 times the number of security guards. Chapter 285. Ningxi continued to sing. Life goes by with the years, with the white hair, with the departure of you, without a trace of happiness. Hearing this, Jiang Mai sensed that something was wrong. Why did he feel that she did not choose this song randomly, but sang it for someone? I miss you so much. I miss you so much, but I don't show it. I miss you so much. I miss you so much. I miss you so much. I still pretend that I don't care. I miss you so much? Jiang Mai's face suddenly turned green. Sure enough, she was singing for someone. At this moment, no one knew that there was a slender, cold and arrogant figure standing at the door of the private room. The man was just passing by, but when he walked to the door of the private room, he suddenly froze there and did not move. Seeing that he did not leave, his companion next to him couldn't help but say, Boss Lu, is there a problem? Boss Zhang and Boss Wang are still waiting for us upstairs. Quiet. A strong cold pressure suddenly pressed down, and his companion instantly fell silent. At this time, a girl's lazy and low voice came from the private room. I miss you so much, but I lie to myself. I miss you so much, I keep it a secret. I miss you so much, I hide it deep in my heart. Until the girl stopped singing, the man still stood in the same place for a long time. Late at night, the old house of the Liu family. In the yard on the bluestone steps, the man held a cigarette in his hand and did not take a puff until it was burnt out. No one knew what he was thinking. Brother, it's already so late. Why haven't you done anything? Lu Jingli rushed over anxiously. Lu Tingxiao pinched the cigarette but between his fingers. What? Lu Jingli glanced at him. Don't play dumb. Didn't you set up such a big trap to lure the old man to city just to call Cici over tonight? The old man will be back tomorrow morning. If you don't call Cici now, it will be too late. Look at our Xiaobao. Even if you don't feel sorry for him, as his second uncle, I feel sorry for him. Don't be depressed when the time comes. You can try, but the possibility of her agreeing is basically zero. Lu Tingxiao said as he got up and walked into the house. Impossible. With my silver tongue, I can definitely persuade her to come over. Lu Jingli took out his mobile phone confidently. After the gathering, the cast and crew left. As soon as Ningxi returned to the hotel, her phone rang. Looking at the caller ID, Ningxi's expression changed slightly. It was Lu Jingli. She didn't pick it up for a long time. The phone kept ringing until it hung up automatically. After a while, the phone rang again. Ningxi hesitated for a moment, and finally pressed the answer button. Hey! Hey little Cici, are you asleep? No, the gathering just ended. Second young master. What's the matter so late at night? There were too many things that Lu Jingli wanted to say and complain about. He immediately said, Little Cici, what did you say to my brother that day? After he came back, he didn't say a word and locked himself in the room for a day and a night. After he came out, he acted as if nothing had happened. He worked for 3 days and 3 nights without eating or sleeping until my mom called to say that Xiaobao wasn't feeling well. Only then did he return to the old house. Then these days, Xiaobao isn't feeling well? What's wrong with Xiaobao? Ningxi immediately caught Lu Jingli's point and interrupted him. Oh. Lu Jingli mourned for his brother for 3 seconds. Sure enough, little Cici was still most concerned about Xiaobao. Poor thing. Chapter 286. Dr. Qin said he's a little depressed. Lu Jingli said in a heavy tone. Depressed? Why would he be depressed for no reason? How is he now? She had not heard from the Liu family these days. She thought that the best news was no news. She thought that Xiaobao had finally recovered with her efforts. Otherwise, with Xiaobao's personality, if he really made trouble, Lu Jingli and the others would have come to find her. She did not expect this. Now the situation is getting worse. The doctors have come a dozen times, but it's no use. Cici, come and see Xiaobao. Where is Xiaobao now? He's at the old house. My parents are here. Ningxi was silent for a few seconds, and then her tone suddenly changed. Lu Jingli, you're hiding something from me. No. What can I hide from you? Xiaobao felt uncomfortable a few days ago. You should have come to me at that time, or at least called me, but you didn't. You didn't tell me until now, in the middle of the night, and urged me to come. Besides, Xiaobao is still at the old house. Ningxi paused and then continued. Old master and old madam, do they know who I am? They don't agree to let Lu Tingxiao be with me, and they don't allow me to get close to Xiaobao, right? This. Lu Jingli had always been good at guessing other people's affairs. It was the first time that he had been completely exposed. He suddenly muttered with a bitter face. Cici, why are you so quick-witted all of a sudden? Get lost. I've always been so quick-witted. Ningxi rolled her eyes, pinched between her eyebrows and said in a tired tone. Second young master, you know that it's not appropriate for me to go with Lu Tingxiao given the current situation between me and him. Not to mention the factor of your parents. I promised Lu Tingxiao to accompany Xiaobao for 3 months. In fact, tomorrow is the last day of the agreement, and I have to leave sooner or later. Even if I go this time, what about the next time? And the time after that? Xiaobao has the most authoritative doctors, grandparents, and you to take care of him. I believe that after a long time he will forget me. Ningxi said all this in one breath. She didn't know if she was talking to Lu Jingli or herself. Of course, she was worried about Xiaobao, but if she went to see him now, she was almost sure that her heart would soften the moment she saw him, and she might even agree to all of his requests. She had already persisted for so many days, so she could not let her efforts go to waste. But sister-in-law, a heart disease needs medicine to be cured, and a bell needs to be untied. Xiaobao's illness is actually because he misses you. He looks forward to your return every day. Do you really have the heart to? Hey. A hasty beeping sound came from the other end of the phone. Lu Jingli was instantly confused. Fuck. He actually failed. It seemed that little Cece had made up her mind this time. What should they do? My poor Bauer. Lu Jingli had no choice but to dejectedly report the situation to his brother. After looking around, he found him in Little Treasure's room. Lu Tingxiao was sitting at the head of the bed, and Xiaobao was lying on the bed with his eyes closed. He didn't know if he was asleep or not. The little guy had not been sleeping very well recently. Lu Tingxiao knew the result just by looking at Lu Jingli's expression. He looked as if he had expected it. She refused. Chapter 287. Lu Jingli could not bear to tell Xiaobao the bad news. After hesitating for a long time, he nodded reluctantly. I've told her everything I can, but she's really determined this time. The worst thing is that she guessed that mom and dad already know her identity and their attitude toward her. Give me your phone. Lu Tingxiao reached out his hand. Huh? What do you want my phone for? Lu Jingli hesitantly handed over the phone. Lu Tingxiao picked up Lu Jingli's phone, pressed the password to unlock it, and took a photo of Xiaobao's room. Then he opened WeChat, found Ningxi's contact, and sent the photo to her. Fuck. Brother, how did you know my phone password? This is too much. You have no privacy at all. Lu Jingli snatched his phone back in dissatisfaction. As soon as his voice fell, there was a ding sound. There was a new message. She replied so quickly? Lu Jingli hurriedly opened it to see what Ningxi had said. As a result, he saw a lot of exclamation marks. Lu Jingli. You bastard. You win. I'll be right there. Fuck. Xiao Cece, why are you scolding me? Brother, what the hell did you send? I'm so wronged. You're the one who sent it, but I'm the scapegoat. How can you do this? Lu Jingli complained, then quickly opened the picture to see what was behind it. After reading it, he finally understood. His brother sent Xiaobao's picture to Ningxi. There were only a few lines of small words on it. Even a man like him could not stand it. What would Xiao Cece's reaction be when she saw it? It was completely conceivable. Fuck. It was useless no matter how he tried to persuade her. As a result, she immediately changed her mind after his brother sent her the picture. If that was the case, why didn't she send the picture from the beginning? Then Ningxi sent another message. Your brother, he is also at the old house. Lu Jingli was about to reply subconsciously, but before he could type, his hand was empty. Lu Tingxiao had taken his phone. Lu Tingxiao sent 2 words. Not at home. Ningxi immediately replied. That's good. I'll be there in about half an hour. Lu Jingli mourned for his brother for the second time. That's good. These 3 words were really heart-wrenching. There was no reaction on Lu Tingxiao's face. He said expressionlessly, I'll leave later. Go bring her in. Oh, I got it. Lu Jingli nodded. After Lu Tingxiao was done with Lu Jingli, he walked over to Xiaobao's bedside. Xiaobao, I have a few things to tell you. Little Treasure didn't respond. Lu Tingxiao said, It's about your Aunt Xiaoxi's safety. You know what will happen if your grandfather finds out that she came to see you this time. Xiaobao still did not open his eyes. Lu Tingxiao knew that he was listening and continued. Remember what I'm about to say. The only person who can protect her now is you. At the same time, at the Junlai Hotel, Ningxi ran out in tears. When she saw what Xiaobao had drawn, all of her unshakable principles and concerns, all of her 81 lines of defense, went to hell in that instant. Bastard. She really wanted to strangle Lu Jingli. Why did he show her that picture? How much determination did she have to make to not see Xiaobao? Now she just wanted to do something illegal, such as stealing Xiaobao back. Chapter 288. Fortunately, the car borrowed from Aka last time was still there. Ningxi quickly changed her clothes and hurried to the old house. She rode to the back door of the old house according to Lu Jingli's instructions. From a distance, she saw Lu Jingli already waiting there, pacing back and forth anxiously. Little Cici, you're finally here. Where's Xiaobao? In the room. Follow me. Is it really okay for me to go in like this? Will I be discovered? It's okay. My father went to City A today, and won't be back until tomorrow morning. I've tried to send away all the servants. In fact, my mother doesn't object now. She just wants Xiaobao to be happy. It's just that my father is too stubborn and can't be persuaded. Lu Jingli complained as he led the way. In the courtyard, Ningxi walked halfway and suddenly stopped. She raised her head and looked up. Little Cici, let's go. What are you looking at? Lu Jingli was puzzled. Nothing. I always feel like I'm being watched. Maybe I've been a little neurotic recently. Ningxi scratched her head and continued to walk forward. Lu Jingli wiped his sweat and subconsciously looked up in the direction of the attic. He thought to himself, Little Cici, you're not neurotic. You're too sensitive. His brother is hiding in the attic. Lu Jingli took Ningxi to Xiaobao's room. Ding 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 ding. Xiaobao, look who's here. Xiaobao was sitting on the bed in a daze and did not respond to Lu Jingli's voice. Lu Jingli touched his nose awkwardly and made way for Ningxi. Come here. It was probably because of the feeling of homesickness. When she came here, she was eager to go home, but when she was in front of Xiaobao, Ningxi did not know what to do or say. Her mind kept repeating the words. Aunt Cici, Xiaobao is good. Why don't you want him? She underestimated Xiaobao's feelings for her, and cruelly thought that he was just a child who would naturally forget him after a long time. She did not know how much damage it would cause to his heart. Baby, I'm sorry. Ningxi gently held Xiaobao's hand. She had not seen him for only a few days, but Xiaobao had lost a lot of weight. Xiaobao's eyelashes only trembled slightly, and there was no other reaction. After saying this, Ningxi fell silent. Other than saying sorry, she didn't know what else to say. Because she couldn't make any promises. She couldn't promise him that she would always be with him. She couldn't irresponsibly coax him with such words. However, she had to think of a way to cheer Xiaobao up. Lu Jingli looked at Little Treasure, who was still in a daze, and then looked at the silent Ningxi. He couldn't help but feel anxious. Why was this scene different from what he had imagined? Why isn't Xiaobao reacting? Could it be that Xiaobao's condition was so serious that even Ningxi couldn't make him better? Second young master, I have a presumptuous request. Ningxi suddenly said. What is it? Say it. Can I take Xiaobao with me tonight? Huh? You want to take Xiaobao away? Lu Jingli was shocked. Yes, I have to be on guard at all times to see if anyone will come over. I can't talk to Xiaobao properly. Moreover, if I'm not wrong, Xiaobao has already been here for many days, right? Right now, he really needs a change of environment to relax. Wow. Too cool. I want it too. Lu Jingli's eyes sparkled. Ningxi snorted. Go away. Don't ruin the combination of me and Xiaobao. Lu Jingli squatted on the spot and drew circles. Okay, since you've helped me and Xiaobao so much, I'll paint for you next time when I'm free. Now I'm going out with Xiaobao. That's what you said. Don't fool me. I'll make an appointment with you for Halloween. No problem. Lu Jingli was finally satisfied and quietly led Xiaobao and Ningxi out of the yard. Chapter 290. At the back door of the old house. Ningxi held Xiaobao in one hand and took out a small child's safety helmet from the locker of the motorcycle with the other hand. Then, she took out a seat belt. The corner of Lu Jingli's mouth twitched. You're well prepared. You've had the idea of abducting Xiaobao from the beginning, haven't you? If I didn't know better, I would have thought that you were looking for someone to elope with. So what if I elope? Ningxi helped Xiaobao put on the safety helmet, and then secured it behind her waist with the seatbelt. Hold on tight, baby. Let's go. Watching Ningxi leave with Xiaobao, Lu Jingli muttered speechlessly. I really don't know if Cici has made up for Xiaobao's lack of maternal love or paternal love. Under normal circumstances, it should be the father who takes his son on a motorcycle in the middle of the night, right? How could a mother take her son on a motorcycle in the middle of the night? However, to let Lu Tingxiao take Xiaobao on a motorcycle, how could that be possible? Therefore, he really felt that Cici was amazing. She could be both a mother and a father. Tonight, the moon was bright and the breeze was gentle. The weather was good, which was rare. The speed is 70 miles per hour. The mood is freedom. The destination is the Aegean Sea. The dream is on the other side. We want to wander the world. Running with the wind, freedom is the direction. Chasing the power of thunder and lightning, putting the vast ocean in my chest. Even the smallest sail can sail far. Ningxi drove the motorcycle that usually went 400 miles per hour to 40 miles per hour. She hummed a little song and took Xiaobao on a night tour of the capital city. After driving for a while, a familiar buzzing sound of a motorcycle engine suddenly came from behind. She turned around and saw that it was Aka and his gang. Aka and his gang also noticed Ningxi in the front. Xiangxiang, who was in the back seat of Aka, said excitedly, Aka, slow down. Why does the car in front look so much like the one you lent to Brother Shi? Aka slowed down and turned on the lights to look at the license plate number of the car in front. Yes, that's the one. Hurry up. Xiangxiang urged excitedly. She waved her hand and shouted, Hey Brother Shi. After the two cars were parallel, Xiangxiang immediately complained, Brother Shi, you're too much. The last time we asked you to play with us, you didn't agree. Now you're here alone. Since we've met, let's have a match. The old finishing point. Aka instantly sped up, and the other cars behind quickly followed. Soon they were out of sight. It was dark at night, and Xiaobao was wearing the same black coat as Ningxi, so those people didn't see that Ningxi was carrying a baby behind her. Ningxi strolled behind him unhurriedly. She reached out and touched the little hand on her waist. Baby, hold on tight. I'm going to speed up. As soon as she finished speaking, Xiaobao's little hand clearly tightened its grip on her clothes. Ningxi sped up and rushed out with a buzzing sound. Tonight, the road that Aka and the others were running on was not as dangerous as Death Valley, which required a lot of skill. It was just an ordinary road, which only required a lot of speed. Baby, are you happy? Ningxi shouted in the wind. After a while, a small head wearing a hard hat lightly knocked on his back. That gentle knock almost melted Ningxi's heart. Do you want to go faster? Her little head knocked again without hesitation. Ningxi smiled and continued to speed up. Of course, Ningxi's so-called acceleration was only relative to the speed of 40 kilometers per hour. It couldn't be compared to Aka and the others' speed. When Ningxi brought Xiaobao to the finishing point, Aka and the others were squatting on the ground in groups of 3 to 5, smoking. Some of them were so bored that they took out their poker cards and played a few rounds. Chapter 291. Seeing Ningxi riding over unhurriedly, Aka snuffed out his cigarette, rolled up his sleeves, and rushed up to him. Fuck. You're messing with us. How many kilometers are you driving? I have such a high-quality motorcycle. And you're using it as an electric scooter? Are you looking down on me? He had finally beaten him once, but he did not feel any sense of accomplishment. Instead, he was ridiculed by everyone. It was more humiliating than losing. That's right, Shizi, you're too much. We've been waiting for you for half an hour. Brother Shi, you're so annoying. You made me lose a kiss, but I won't keep my promise. Aka had an unfair advantage. We'll have to compete again before I'm convinced. Let's do it again. I'm not afraid of you. I'm going to beat him fair and square. Everyone was talking noisily, and Ningxi did not reply. She took off her helmet, got out of the car, parked the car, and then carefully carried Xiaobao out of the back seat. Brother Shi, what's in the back seat? Why do I look like a kid? Shizi, did you kidnap him from somewhere? We can't do such a wicked thing. That's right. Shizi, you're always so mysterious. Are you part of some child trafficking gang? Ningxi took off the safety helmet on Xiaobao's head, rolled her eyes at the group of people speechlessly, and shouted angrily, "Bullshit! This is my son." What? Brother Shi, you have a son? Xiangxiang looked as if the world was collapsing. You actually have such a big son? How is that possible? Fuck. Shizi is married? And he even has a son? In an instant, everyone gathered around to look at the little boy beside Ningxi. The happiest person was Aka. He was exasperated just a moment ago, but now he was overjoyed. Shizi, good brother. You're good. You even have a child. You're so promising. Look at your son's fair skin and big eyes. TSK, be honest, your wife must be a beauty, right? Well, my wife. Ningxi touched her chin, and Lu Tingxiao's cold and beautiful face appeared in her mind. She is indeed a great beauty. Aka instantly laughed. Ah, I knew it. Xiang, you can give up now. Xiang stomped her feet and clung to Ningxi's arms in tears. I don't believe it. Brother Shi, how beautiful is your wife? Is she as beautiful as me? Don't you like me at all? You clearly let me kiss you. The moment Xiang Bela got close to Ningxi, she suddenly felt a chill run down her spine. She lowered her head and saw that the little pink dumpling, who was clearly so cute, was looking at her with a pair of cold eyes, like a little wild wolf defending its territory. Ningxi coughed lightly, picked Xiaobao up, and patted him comfortingly. The moment the little fellow was picked up by Ningxi, he changed from a little wild wolf to a cute little bun. His short little hands held Ningxi's neck, and his little head obediently rested on her shoulder. Ningxi comforted the little bun while looking at Xiang Bela apologetically. Sorry, Xiang. That's just the rules of the game. If there's any misunderstanding, I'm very sorry. I only have my son's mother in my heart. He's the only person I love the most in my life. Ningxi took this opportunity to make Xiang Bela give up. Chapter 292. Tangxi, I hate you the most. Xiang ran out crying. Ningxi punched Aka on the shoulder. Why are you still standing there? Go after her. Aka froze for a moment before he came to his senses. He gave Ningxi a fist bump and hurried after her. After chatting with them for a while, Ningxi helped Xiaobao put on the helmet again. Brothers, it's not convenient for me to take my son with me today, so I'll leave first. Next time, I'll treat you to some kebabs, barbecue, and beer. Shizi, you said it. Yes. Don't stand us up. By the way, remember to bring your beautiful wife for me to see. Haha, yes, bring her. Ningxi squinted at them and said angrily, Go away. I said she's a beauty. Do you think I'm willing to bring her to you hungry wolves to see? They all sighed. The darkness of the night gradually faded, and the sky began to brighten. Unknowingly, it was almost dawn. Ningxi drove along the road to a secluded alley. She smelled a tempting fragrance from a distance. Ningxi stopped the car and carried Xiaobao out. You must be hungry. Let me take you to eat something delicious. Holding Xiaobao's hand, Ningxi entered a seemingly old but very clean breakfast shop. She ordered a steamer of soup dumplings and 2 bowls of wonton. The soup dumplings were thin and the fillings were big. Ningxi dripped special sesame oil on them and sprinkled some chopped green onions on them. Soon, she finished 1 bowl and asked for a second bowl. She looked up and saw that Xiaobao had also finished a big bowl and was licking his mouth, as if he hadn't had enough. Ningxi laughed. Your belly is only so big. You can't eat too much at once. 1 bowl is enough. Try another soup dumpling. This is delicious too. She picked up a steamed bun, dipped it in vinegar, and put it into his small bowl. This time, Xiaobao ate it slowly, as if he was reluctant to finish it. Ningxi propped her head up and looked at Xiaobao in a trance. The more she looked at him, the more uncomfortable she felt. She took a deep breath and tried to look away, After little Bowsy finished eating the soup dumpling, his face was filled with disappointment and disappointment. Ningxi was about to blurt out, "I'll bring you here to eat next time." But she swallowed it back. After breakfast, Ningxi looked at the time on her phone. It was almost 6 o'clock. There were still 2 hours before she had to send Little Bun home, so she had to start work. This place was very close to Pearl River Imperial View. Ningxi directly took Xiaobao to her apartment and washed his face so that he wouldn't scare her parents later. Given how much those two cared about Xiaobao and how careful they were, they definitely wouldn't accept such a method. Xiaobao looked at his little face in the mirror, which had returned to its original state, and his eyes instantly dimmed. Ningxi picked up a pink oil marker from the dressing table and drew a pink nose and beard for him, making him look like a cute kitten. Then he quickly drew the same for himself. Meow, isn't it cute? Xiaobao touched the cat whiskers on his cheeks, and his complexion improved a little. Ningxi carried the depressed Little Bun and sat on the bed. "Baby, are you tired? Do you want to take a nap?" Little Bun immediately shook his head, his eyes wide open. "Oh, then what should we do? Let me think." Ningxi thought hard. There was only 1 hour left. What else could she do with Little Bun? What else could she do to make him especially happy? As she thought about it, she didn't know why, but at this moment, her mood suddenly collapsed. She couldn't hold back the tears that she had been holding back for so long. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.